like my universal wake up call. Hey, Helen, by the way, you're not doing what your soul is supposed to do.
Welcome to Spiritual Rockstar Podcast, where world changing spiritual entrepreneurs come to deeply awaken the power within to bring forth their greatest purpose, while enjoying being in tune with all life and real wealth in all aspects of their lives. I'm your host, Daniel John Hanneman. And welcome everybody to Spiritual Rockstar Podcast. I am so grateful to have a real rockin' star on today. And she is, I want to say, a channeler. You know, she's got the big divine downloads of the auric fields and all the layers and everything. And I was fascinated. You should have seen it. When I met with her not too long ago, I said, what about this aura thing? You know, I do scanning and I deal with the aura a little bit, but honestly not that much. And what tell me about she gave me in-depth analysis. I felt like almost like and she was so awesome, and like she will absolutely deliver amazing value today, share a bunch of information that'll absolutely be helpful to you, and she has many helpful things that you'll be able to walk away with being like, wow, I didn't realize that. That's cool. That's helpful. And so I'm really looking forward to diving in with you today, Helen.
Thank you so much for having me, Daniel.
All right. So, Helen, you are the author of the Oro Color Wheel, which you told me a story about that, how all
Yes,
that
it's
came
right
to you.
here.
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. And so, and your past life is as an artist in part, and I'm sure you still are an artist, but you know that's where you kind of got started. I also saw your third generation Feng Shui practitioner, which I thought was fascinating. I've never had anybody say they're third generation Feng Shui practitioner, so I thought it was really interesting. And so it's interesting because you were tapping into energy and connection in different ways before it's this big awakening and opening that helped you to create that book or brought the book forward, right? So
Yeah.
let's talk about that path. Like what led you from what you were doing to the big awakening to the book?
Yeah. It's been a journey. I would say my wake up call starts in 2011. So thinking about it, it's like 14 years ago. Time flies.
Wow.
So at the time, I was still a PhD student, living in the society's expectations, my parents' expectations of me, not really knowing why I'm doing it. So I'm just doing it, because I was born and raised in China. As you mentioned, I'm a third generation Feng Shui master. So what does that mean? That means when I was born, I'm already living and practicing it because my father would tell me, don't put this in the East, don't do that in the West. Like it, like I don't need to go to school for it because my home is like I'm literally homeschool. Okay, so my grandmother, so my father's mother was also a feng shui master. So I'm just like leaving that. However, because they think, when I was a child, I really want to become an artist or an architect. But growing up in China, the only legitimate career, let me put it that way, is lawyer, accountant, professor, I don't know, engineer, dentist, you name it, there is the proper way, okay? So I just, go all the way, came to the US for my higher education, and then boom, 2011, severe anxiety and depression, ER visit with a panic attack. That's like my universal wake up call. Hey, Helen, by the way, you're not doing what your soul is supposed to do. Then I'm like, oh my gosh, that was bad. I went to a therapist's office. I took, at the time, I had to take medication to calm anxiety and depression. Then at the time I live in Philadelphia, there was one of the oldest yoga studios called Yoga on Main in Philadelphia at the time. I passed by it. For some reason, I just feel drawn to it. I've done yoga like, but in college, like a gym type of thing, not in a spiritual setting. But when I walk into the room, that energy just feels so, like, it just feels so good. I don't know why. I just want to stay there, right? And then the teacher Shiva Das actually mentioned him in the book, and also at Zello. They are my first yoga and meditation teachers. They were there, and I started to chat with them. Like I feel lost, I don't know what I'm here to do. And begin my yoga and meditation teacher training there after, a few months doing yoga. First meditation, I still remember. I never done meditation before. First meditation, I was sobbing like a baby. I was crying, feeling something bigger than me holding me the whole time. Now, growing up, I did not grow up religious. Okay, so in the correct choice of the answers, like there is no angel, no God, like nothing exists. They are not scientifically proven, but my personal experience said it other ways. So that's when I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stick with this. Like I love this, and I got hooked on meditation more than the yoga asana practice. 3 months of my daily meditation practice, I was off any anxiety and depression medication. I was like, wow. And at the beginning, I didn't know anything. Like, I literally just want to heal myself, right? I wasn't feeling my best self. And then I begin to ask this question: who am I? Why am I here? And how can I truly be happy? So that's when I begin to switch my career to a little bit more creative, because that's what my soul is calling me to do. And also I did a Vedic astrology reading, and the reader literally told me that this lifetime my dharma is to create. And I'm like, you don't know me at all. Like, you don't know me at all. You just look at my birthday. You can tell me all about this. I'm like, wow. And then I become a very avid student for anything that's about spiritual, that's self-discovery. Vedic astrology, Western astrology, human design, gene keys, numerology, enneagram, you name it, I've studied it, because I was so like really want to figure out who the heck I am. So that practice, I keep doing. Along the way, I pick up a lot of certifications until 2018. I keep the daily meditation till this day. I still do it every single day. 2018, so that's about 7 years into my daily meditation practice, I had my first Kundalini awakening. Now, although I've learned it from the text, you know what I mean? Like from Asian text, there was this and that, but I've never experienced it. It's very surreal. It's like, oh my God, like my third eye began to open. I began to be able to perceive energy. So the aura, you would say, the colors around people, we're all light beings. So that's why we radiate different colors. I was able to tune in the spirit realm, seeing the different type of spirit guides, ascending masters, angels, you name it. They are just different bowl of light. To me, they're different form of energy. But they are all energy anyways. So that's 2018. And after that, my life is completely transformed. Although I still paint, but I paint from my third eye vision. So whenever like I meditate, I see it's almost like automatic painting. If you see automatic writing, is to channel wisdom in words. Automatic painting is channel visuals that you download while you meditate. And that's like the dragon's eyes, the Asian lady in front of the dragon. That's like my spirit team behind me. I even did a tattoo on my arms. That was like huge shift. So from then on, I work with energy on my clients. So I began, spiritual teaching. And I think 2000, after a few years teaching and working, doing energy work, 2020, 22, I think it's when I channeled the system, the oracle wheel system. So it was like 4 really deep and mythical experience. I'm not sure how much detail you want me to get into it. But I explained them in the book. The last one is the most relevant when this system comes about. It's basically I see people's soul aura. So soul aura is around your heart chakra, because that's when your soul inside incarnated this lifetime. When I mentioned I want to find out those 3 answers to those 3 questions. So fundamentally, we are all light energy. Remember, first thing I ask, who are we? Who am I? Who are we, right? At a energy or soul level, we're just a ball of light. And the second is, why are we here collectively? Although we each have a different mission, but collectively we are here to evolve, to become a better version of the previous version of us, right? So that's the evolution. The last thing is, how can we be happy? is when we are in alignment with this soul aura energy. Like we know what's our strength, our soul gifts, and we use that to be of service in exchange with abundance and fulfillment. That's like, if we will all come with something strong and our strength. And then the part that's our soul wound, that's a little bit weaker. So in the soul aura composition, it shows weaker light, it's not as strong, a bowl of light. And that part is something that we're here to heal. So how can we be happy is that we are making choices and taking actions that are in alignment with this soul aura color energy. And that's the last thing I see is basically every soul passing when the two aura layer that are stronger in their aura color composition are vibrating, kind of more radiant or more vibrant, like have more vibration in them. And then the particular layer that's a little bit weaker. So for example, I was born with a tangerine aura color. So that's more, I want to give an example so you kind of know what I mean. So you're more orange in a spectrum, right? So that means that you are weaker in the blue. So I don't vibrate as much blue, right? So that's when I was born. That was my soul wound, and also that's why I chose my parents and also the country to be born with. As a woman, not being able to speak up, to be compliant, it's a society of compliance. So that's all like kind of coincide with why your soul is born in a certain way. But that's kind of like that was the fourth mythical experience about this system. Is like then I kind of know, oh wow, that's really cool. Fundamentally, we are these 7 layers of light, but some of us has this particular strength. So they are this archetype, this soul gift archetype to be of service, and some of us has this weakness, and we are here to heal. Now the other aura layers that I did not mention, that's either your wound or your gifts. Those are your lessons. Lessons are just repeating habits or patterns that we need to break through. So we need to make a conscious choice. This pattern, I don't want it anymore. I want to upgrade myself. I want to do this, right? So they are a little bit easier to learn, let me put it that way, than wounds. Because wounds can be collective ancestral trauma, past life trauma, or karmic wounds. So those are a little bit harder, a little bit more stubborn to learn. Then when this system comes out, I'm like, wow, this will give people so much clarity where I wanted to sit when I began my spiritual journey, right? Remember that's when I began. I really want to know. And now this system answers those questions and give you the clarity. Oh, this is what I'm working on. Oh, that's what I'm good at. So that's how it kind of come along at my personal journey.
Do you want to meditate and make money? Let it be simple. Let it be easy. Let it be fun. Go to yoursacredpurpose.com and get your free meditate, make money meditation today. And I mean, I think it's really cool that it came to you in your own unique way. It's not like you read a book somewhere. Oh, I'm learning about aura layers, and now I got my own spin on it. It was all downloaded. It was all channeled to you. I want to say the conceptualization of it. I mean, people say chakras are metaphorical and concepts and whatnot, but yet I scan them, work with them, and metaphorical or not, I think all life's metaphorical. So you can work with the metaphor and see all kinds of things happen, for the positive, as we shift with the energy. So, but I mean, these aura layers, that you talk about, I think it's, I found it fascinating, especially the first time we met, and then you started to talk about it now too. But like, that we've got like semi-permanent levels. We got the type that just shift and change, like an aura cameras and everything. And
I think that's a very important thing to actually point it out here. I differentiate them in the book also. Because a lot of energy practitioners, we can feel the energy. We know, although we cannot see them in our physical eye because they are, it's just like wavelength. Our visible spectrum is this tiny. Look at it. There is like ultraviolet light, and then why do you believe X-ray? If you don't like believe this, why do you believe ultrasound? You cannot hear it, right? And why can you project images, right? It's just our human 5 sensors. It's in a limited spectrum. Like the other, subparticle, atomic level, we just cannot perceive them. But you believe all of these. You believe radio wave. You believe microwave. You believe
Maybe bones aren't real. We don't know.
right.
We
Why do
we've seen them
you
when
think that
I've
that's
seen them
not real,
eventually,
right?
but yeah.
But anyway, so I want to really differentiate the three types of auras, because a lot of energy practitioners have asked me, oh, you know what, aura changes all the time. How can you tell my soul's purpose, from your aura color? Because there were three types of aura color, and I've been working with it for a long, long time. It's the first type, yeah, it changes all the time. That's called your mood aura. Your mood aura is around your face. You can even intuitively pick up when somebody's face is turning red. It's either he's embarrassed, right? He's shy and embarrassed, or he's really angry, right? He's like, look at this guy, his face is turning red. Or sometimes it's like, wow, look at him, he's turning all green. That's the description, your intuitive description of someone's mood is changing at the moment. Now that can shift every second, all right? And then the semi-permanent aura, I call it semi-permanent, it's your personality aura. Now your personality aura is around your head. Actually some of the aura photography can capture that. That's why I call it semi-permanent. It's because only when significant events alter your personality a little bit, that's when it changes. But as a children, I observe children, they change a little bit more often than adults. So those are the traits that, are you outgoing person? Are you introvert? Are you analytical person or intuitive person? Those are the traits that can say about you. That's around your head. Now in my book, or this system, that's channel, that's around your heart chakra. Now around heart chakra, that's literally where your soul resides. And ding ding, I did not say that this aura does not change. That's very important. And that's what I love about this book, because I literally map out the evolution path. Like it's almost like choose your own adventure game. If I heal this wound, I become a different aura color. If I learn this lesson, I become a different soul gift archetype. So at the end of the day, remember, we're all here to evolve. At the end of the day, what is it? It's about we're all going to turn white. Just like the ascended masters, like Jesus Christ and Buddha, they walking through the path of what? Enlightenment. What does that mean? It's literally embody your light. And that light, I'm talking about the 7 chakra of light. None of us should have any weakness. We should be vibrating all 7. That's the wholeness. Healing is what? Returning back to wholeness. And when you have all 7 layers of light, you are healthy, happy, and vibrant. And at the same time, when Jesus Christ can 1 second heal a person, next second become a teacher, to teach some wisdom, the next second he can become a visionary, leading a whole troop to achieve a mission. Why? Because he already healed all 7 layers of light. He's embodying the white light, and then he can achieve and shape shift into any soul gift archetype he so choose. So at the end of the day, you shouldn't be only one soul gift archetype. If you keep evolving, you should embody multiple soul gift archetypes at the same time, or you can choose. Today I want to be a teacher. Tomorrow I want to be an artist. The next day I want to be an entrepreneur, right? So that's actually what the spiritual path is about. It's enlightenment. So the soul aura color, going back to soul aura, it's not still or stable all the time, but it changes pretty long period of time, because it's rather stable. I would say the most permanent of the 3, because it takes years to integrate a soul lesson. It takes a few years to also learn a soul wound, right? From awareness to consistent, behavioral change, to your vibrating that certain frequency, it takes time. And the funny thing is, I'm just using my personal and also some of my students' personal experience. It seems like between 6 to 7 years, that's kind of a period. That's why always a lot of people say 7 years is like, it's the same for me, because I had a Kundalini awakening 2018, right? 7 years down the road, now it's 2025. Now I literally published book this year. And
Right.
remember when I did my Kundalini awakening, it was in 2011 I started. At the time I didn't even believe angels. If you ask me, I say they don't exist. And 2018 is when I started to contact with them. See the difference?
Yeah.
So I would say, like, it's the change. It's the your soul aura. When that level of upgrade at a soul vibrational level, you change. So those
Right.
are the three, aura colors that I want to, put it out there.
Yeah. I mean, I know that's true for me, like the 7 year period thing. I've only mapped it back like the last couple of cycles because I hadn't been thinking about it before that too much. But I bet I could find it like every 7 years. Like
Yep.
it was in
Yep.
a job, jobs for maybe around that time. Who knows? I don't know. I'd have to look at it all again. But I know, like in my business, it's like, okay, I'm helping healers. I got an academy. I didn't have the academy for a full 7 years, I don't think, but like I had it, 5, 6 years, and then but I was doing the work before that. Then the academy sprung 7 years. Then that wanted to close for whatever reason, came to me. Then another 7 year cycle opened up. Now I'm back, doing energy scan training for people and everything. And now it's just like it is this feeling of like it just wants to explode, like and like to reach a lot more people, and it wants to be different than in a sense, versus how I was doing it before. And so, yeah, I totally resonate with that. I've been thinking about that myself, that are like these different, phases. And so there's something too of that whole thing we've heard so many times about these 7 year,
Yeah,
like,
that's right. And it's the, how would I say? It's the journey of the evolution. So it's always good, and the whole book is about cultivating that self-awareness. So you kind of know, oh, now I'm in this new phase. No matter it's from your life or your business, or in different perspective. And then you can even know, like, almost like choose your, as I mentioned, choose your own adventure, right? You get
Mhm.
one more skill, or you get one more aura layer in the belt. Now I'm becoming this. It's very, very interesting. I feel the same way. That's why when you mentioned that I had a past life as a professional artist, that's a Helen 2.0. I would say Helen 1.0 is I don't know what I'm doing. Until 2011 hits me. Hey, by the way, this is not the way to happiness. And then I changed my career to interior design, like Feng Shui interior design. So I incorporate Feng Shui and become a professional artist. And then when I begin to see energy and tune into the spirit realm, I do spirit message readings. I offer the course, and this is the 7 years I offer that course. Now I call it Embody Your Light, but before it was Flowing with Your Rainbow, because that's what I see, right? So that's when I channel. That's when I started to become a spiritual teacher, and an offer now after the 7 years. Okay, now it's an offer and spiritual teacher, right? So it's like it's kind of like changing, just like you said, at the beginning you don't have that academy, then it's birth, it's like our evolution journey has the evolution or the iteration of our business as well. It's a reflection.
Right. Right. Yeah, totally. Yeah, I mean, so one of the things I wanted to ask you about, because I'm fascinated what your perspective is on this. So we've got,
Mm-hmm.
okay, like I took the, you have a quiz
Chris,
too,
oh
like,
yeah.
or you can get that, aura color. So I was jade, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like even without rereading what it said, like which it, oh, of course, resonated. I'm like, yeah, I'm more independent, I'm ready, I'm ready. I don't know if that even what it means, but it's just the vibe I get from green. But yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
if you want to
so
comment on that for a second. Yeah.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, there is a free soul aura color course on my website, helencreatesbeauty.com. You can just go there, take it all free. And then if you want to go deeper, there's also a free masterclass that you can just sign up and listen in. But some people, after they take the course, they want to go a little deeper, so that way you kind of understand the information a little bit in depth. So for people who has a J soul aura color now, the online course, just so you know, I don't want to overwhelm people with a lot of information. So I just use one soul or give archetype, one soul or a color to as a starting point. And to be honest, like Daniel, like if I just read your energy today, you have evolved so many times, and you have at least three soul gift archetype like simultaneously that you can switch off on. Because at the beginning I don't want to, overwhelm people with like, what, I'm this, I'm that, who am I?
It's
You know what I mean?
confusing for
Like
most
I don't
people,
want
right?
to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
exactly. But for people who are more advanced spiritual practitioners, I highly recommend you to get the book, the print version, or even the audio book. They have the text version of the quiz. So that way, when you have like similar score, like the same scores with two archetypes, you know that you have more than two. So you are not just one soul gift archetype, just so you know. And since we talk about the book, I want to throw it out there because this gives my end soon. So I'm still doing the promotion of, like, if you get the book, you get to join my Facebook private Facebook group where I host monthly Q&A and spirit message reading there, so you can like read along with me. Like if you have any questions, that's awesome. And also you get a free personalized Feng Shui birth element and Gua number reading. That particular reading tells you your lucky directions for love, abundance, health, and personal growth, which is awesome. I, I normally don't do that for free. It's like a couple $100 typically. And the last thing is you get $50 off my Rainbow Aura meditation bundle. And the 49 meditations are all of sophistical frequency, originally composed by a musician that I hired. So it's awesome. Because it's going to expire soon, so I just want to put it out there. Now we're talking about the J aura color and the quiz, right? So J soul aura color is a healer soul gift archetype. So why is it green? Why is it a shade of green? Because healers has really strong heart chakra. That's for sure. If you're not a compassionate person, you don't care about people's well-being, you are not empathic. I mean, that you're not a healer to begin with, right?
Right. For
So
sure.
that's why that means your heart chakra energy, or your green aura layer is your one of your strong aura layer. And the other one is your yellow, so your solar plexus chakra is that's why it's a shade of yellow green. Now your solar plexus chakra, why is it strong? Because that's our gut intuition comes from. That's actually our primal intuition before the third eye, before the pineal gland. Just like so, like healers, naturally gifted with their gut intuition, and also their heart. They have this compassionate heart. So remember, I mentioned that your soul gift archetype has two strong aura layers. Why? Because that's the universal law of polarity. If you know the energy always work in pairs, and that's why I always said that the system only pair up the lower three chakras and the higher three chakras together. They always work in pairs because the lower three are for manifestation, physical health, our personal emotions, and the higher three are for the universal, like you connected to the divine realms, right? So your vision to manifest with your action. So that's why those two aura layer are your strong aura layer. Now, as you can tell, because J is a shade of yellow green. So what, like just like in my example, what is the opposite spectrum that you don't have as much? Red, right? If you have green, and if you are an artist, you know exactly what I mean in the color wheel. You have green, the complementary color is red, so you have less of the red. So what is the red aura layer stands for? Now that's your soul wound, or at least currently, right? It will change. So that particular soul wound means red is our physical body. It can be, now that wound can manifest it in physical, emotional, mental, or spiritual forms. Everybody has the wound, but they can have different symptoms, right? If it is physical form, it can be you have a long-term physical thing that you're dealing with. It has to be chronic. It's something like, it's not a one-time thing. And then spiritual wise, like in a spiritual manifestation, it can be ancestral wounds, can be past life wounds, can be karmic, some karmic patterns that you need to deal with. Now that's spiritual manifestation. Now it can also be emotional or mental manifestation, anxiety and depression. That's another manifestation. Like I'm talking about the negative manifestation of a wound, right? So those are the possible, like you might sometimes also J aura color, just so you know, a lot of healer from this particular lineage actually has a lot of experience as star beings, meaning that they are star seeds. So because red aura layer govern as our groundingness in planet Earth. Like if you have less of that energy, you're floating more higher up. Basically, you can be a channeler as well of the, star being wisdom. Because they live in out. So sometimes they lack of sense of belonging. They feel like they don't feel as much that I'm at
Right.
home as the
Right.
other, other more earthly beings, because they have
Mhm.
less lifetimes on planet Earth. They have more lifetimes in the star systems. So those are the. So I hope this is kind of also intuitive because it related to the red, the root chakra. So
Right.
you have more of the heart and the solar plexus and less of the red. So it doesn't mean that but if you can identify. Is it a physical symptom that you have? Is it an emotional mental symptom? Is it a spiritual symptom? Then you learn to to heal that particular wound. Then it's no longer your wound. It will become your strength. So instead of your wound all the time, no, now it's your strength. And you can shape shift into a different soul gift archetype with this strength as well. So the other three aura layer it didn't mention here. So not the yellow, green, or the red. We have the orange, right? We have the orange, we have the throat, we have the blue, we have the third eye. Those three aura layer that's within your body. I'm not talking about the crown. The crown is literally when your kundalini awakening, you shoot up to connect to the divine. I'm talking about within your body. There are three left. Those are your lessons. So it doesn't mean that it's as strong as the wound, but you still need to learn to speak up, have a clear communication. You still need to hone your intuition, like the third eye. I'm talking about the pineal gland, that type of intuition. And the same thing to govern your emotions and creativity. That's your, your sacral chakra, your orange aura layer. So those three are more of your lessons inside the wound, if that makes sense. That's kind of a good example, actually, to kind of showcase what I mean in the system. What is your soul gift archetype, and then what is your wound, and what are the lessons?
I see. Okay, I mean, yeah, it makes some sense. I don't know if I got it all dialed in with, but yeah, that's what the book is for, and for people to learn more about, start getting some understanding of all this, and it's very fascinating and interesting. And once you start to know, what those colors are that you're, more strongly radiating or embodying or whatever, I mean, like that's where the self-awareness can lead to, like, where more directed healing, right, can take
Right.
place, etc. So I think that's fantastic to know that. And I don't know. Sometimes, yeah, I have felt like, wait a minute, I'm like a chameleon. I could be anybody. I could be anything. I be like I got that feeling. Like sometimes it's been so strong. I feel like maybe I should just like have fun imitating people and stuff. But I'm not that great at imitations, really. But like I'm kind of good at it. Sometimes I'll throw people are like, whoa, that was really good. Like, but it's not so consistent because it's not my thing to do, really, right? So it's just here and there. But like I can, because I'm a scanner. I can literally feel like I'm Helen, like at any moment, like, oh yeah, I'm Helen. Like I
Yeah.
would start mimicking, like being like you. I'm not gonna say am you, obviously, but like I would feel like you. I'd feel like, yeah, Helen's like this. Helen's like, like all those things would just come over me like strongly. Like I literally would
Right.
feel I could get lost in your energy system if I wanted to, just because, and that would happen spontaneously as part of my awakening. Like all of a sudden, like I was that person, like practically. I mean, like, okay, I am. And I have noticed, like for myself, my dad was this way too. Like
Mm.
after we're around somebody, all of a sudden we start talking more like them, acting more like them, like very more demonstrably than average person, right? So like I
Right.
could be around somebody who's like a real, hey, dude. And all of a sudden, my octave goes down. Hey, dude, how you doing? And like, but I'm
Yeah.
with women all day that are like more feminine energy, and I'm like, hey, like I tend to be more like that, right? So I'm
Yeah.
I'm very open that way,
Yes.
and I feel it's a little bit different, like not everybody's like that, right? I mean,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's a very strong, clear sentient or embodiment
mm,
of somebody else's energy. Actually, that's a very strong J aura color trait. Also, it's
mm,
you're very sensitive to energy, and also because you had so many lifetimes in different planets. To be honest, you're not just in planet Earth. That's why you are comfortable on almost like
Trust me,
elevating.
my wife would agree with you. I'm not just here. Where are you?
Exactly, exactly. So you're like, because you've been so many, like in disguising this human suit, you had so many lifetimes in different planets. So you're comfortable of doing that. And by the way, I see actually, you read energy, so you're probably aware of it. I see your throat chakra is throbbing, like when you talk. That's another sign that is telling me that you're upgrading your
Yeah, yeah,
speaking, like a throat chakra. So
yeah.
that combining with the yellow aura layer, so the solar plexus chakra, is a very strong entrepreneur soul
Mm,
gift archetype skill, and that's what you're upgrading to, by the way. So that's what you're evolving to. So it
mm,
doesn't have to be, you doesn't have to need to combine with your soul wound or a layer. You can combine with your soul lesson or a layer and shape shift it into a different soul gift archetype. So that's why
mhm.
it's good to have it in text. That way you can kind of like go back and check and see what else you have. So besides the healer, what I'm trying to say is that besides this healer archetype, you are also embodying the entrepreneur soul gift
Right.
archetype. That's also
Mhm.
why. And the other thing is entertainer. So the what's that called, the heart chakra combining with your solar plexus, that's the creative part of you, when those two combine, these are the three actually archetype you're having, just so you know. So that's the entertainer archetype, is the one that likes to almost like I the act, putting on the acting voice of yours, want to be more like a childlike,
Yeah.
like a spirit that, yeah, I just
Right.
want this to have fun, I just want to feel
Right.
it, I just want to do this. That type, that the inner child is coming back in. So that's why, it's evidence almost that you have already learned, or it's upgrading your throat and your sacral chakra. So
Mhm.
that's why I'm saying that, because you, although you might not be consciously aware of it, but it's like using the system, that's why it's a good thing. You can bring this self-awareness into wording. Oh, that's what I am doing right now.
Mhm.
So
Right.
that's why you're kind of doing like these three, archetypes, you're kind of switching around them. So that's why it's good to kind of get a almost like a full analysis of
Mhm.
your soul, especially if you are already, because you're experienced with advanced energy practitioners and spiritual seekers that are a little bit more advanced. I really want you to go deeper than just the initial, oh, I'm this, and just take
Mhm.
this for fun and that's it. No, but if you use it as a introspective tool, you will find it super amazing. And also this I want to mention in the podcast. I think I mentioned it in our conversation, is that this information, that even the quiz, the 20 question quiz, is completely download. So when I mean it's downloaded wisdom, it's like I don't even screen with my logical brain. The one really apparent question when I was channeling is like I was going nuts writing numbers and dates and times. That was like, to be honest, that was a little bit scary to me because I really don't want to go nuts, okay? But I was like non-stop like writing a bunch of numbers, dates, and times. I at the end I get like, wow, I'm worried. Like I really get, when I get back think about that, I'm like, oh my gosh.
Right. Right.
So when I was in that theta channeling mode, all these dates, there was a question that he has a huge amount of day ranges of time and all that. That's my spirit team actually trying to figure out someone's Chiron sign. I literally have to chat GPT, Google, like I need to figure out what the heck this is. I have no idea what that means. But that's like one of the example what I mean by channeled. So it's not, it's not, I read like a whole bunch of literature and then I just summarize what's going on. It's a complete channel system. So there was a lot of truth to it. Sometimes it actually surprised myself, my logical self. So that's why I would really, as you mentioned, now when I am painting a fuller picture of you, you're not just healer, you're also an entrepreneur. Plus that childhood light of you is because the entertainer kicks in. So
Mhm.
it really helps you to give yourself the um, self-awareness. Now the effect is actually threefold. I see how students take off from there. Once you get this self-awareness, what's the good for it? What's it in it for me? People always ask me for that. First, you eliminate imposter syndrome. Am I good enough to be?
Right.
Yes, you're damn good
You
enough to
are
be,
that, right?
because you are
Right,
there already, right? So
right,
don't ask me if you need another certificate to be
right,
a teacher, a healer, an entertainer, or whatever. No, there is nothing. You are there. Look, this is you. Just take it up and just believe it, right? So
right,
that's one thing. It's like you are, really at a soul level who the heck you are, right? And the second thing, what you can take out of this is that you can be more conscious about what energy you want to amplify. Like you're wearing green, you amplify the particular energy. I'm wearing blue today because I want to have my communication skill set, right? So you are more aware of, okay, so this is what I'm working on, right? And this is what I'm trying to avoid. And then you're making better, smarter decisions of what you should do or should not do, right? Because
right,
you're aware of that. And the last thing I see people take off is to heal their wound. Like if they have a repeating pattern. Some people have a repeating either toxic relationships, right? Either an unfulfilled job, but just because of the paycheck, they still goes into it for some reason, or something like a repeating or mental block, or they just keep saying the same thing a million times and they believe it should be true, right? All of these now, because of this self-awareness of this haha moment, they've decided to rewire their brain, have a different choice. They can either heal their wound, be aware of what they want to amplify and what they try to avoid, and make good decisions based on that, and also eliminate the imposter syndrome. Those are the great benefits of what's to know about yourself, right? What's to know about your soul gift archetype, what's to know about what you're working on right now.
right, right. Well, one of the questions I had I mean, this is all awesome. Thank you. And definitely the entertainer, the entrepreneur, I've thought that way, in that direction all my life. And both my mom and dad were business owners. They had one primary client for the most part, most of their business careers. But and then the healer, always I think I've always
Yeah, and the
identified
good
with
thing,
that.
I love that mention. Sorry about interrupting because I want to make it
Yeah.
there. When you mention the healer, that because that's what you're born with. Now the cool thing about this quiz, the first time, if you just take it from a perspective of long term, like how it is, and that's typically that's the archetype you're born with. So you
Yeah.
are born a healer. You're not a born
Yeah.
entrepreneur
Makes sense.
or born an entertainer, but you evolve into them that way. So
Mhm.
that's the difference. So that's why, in that quiz, what I like is the first capture. That's why on the online quiz, you only have one answer. And that's typically the archetype you're born with. Now,
Mm.
if you feel like I'm not 100% identifying with it, I feel like I'm also a little bit of this. I'm a little bit
Yeah,
of
yeah.
whatever.
Right.
That's because your soul has evolved. Now you might have a little bit more. So that's why I want to kind of mention it out there when you mention that. So I actually like the fact that you took the quiz and you kind of resonate with what I just read. So that's basically the full spectrum of the knowledge. Like you first figure out what you're born with and then what you evolve into.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I really appreciate the way you talk about it, the way you articulate it, and it's a transmission too, like you said. Like, okay, I'm a healer, entertainer, entrepreneur, and like then you're focused on that. Like, I am. It's like, and there's resonance already, so it's like it's not like it does. It's hard to take in that much, right? Like, so like entrepreneur, I'd be like, yeah. But then I might judge myself, right? Well, I'm not a billionaire entrepreneur. I'm not this great entrepreneur. I just have this small business, basically. And then, like I know, but
I
I know
know
what you mean. But like
exactly. Judgment.
that's like a
Yeah.
blockage that comes up in my consciousness when I hear entrepreneur. I think like it means you have to be like a total star. You have to have done it, conquered it all, so to speak.
No, even if you have a lemonade stand outside outside of your neighborhood, you are not an entrepreneur. I'm
Right.
talking about my daughter. You know, it's
Right.
it's
Right.
small.
Right.
It's a way of
Right.
making money that's new.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So it
Yes.
doesn't have to be big. Big and small is the human definition to it. Okay,
Yes.
but and in its essence, it's just about creating a new way of creating venue in exchange of another venue. That's it. You know, it's just distilled to the essence. And when you mention that, it's so funny. That's exactly what people will go into next. It's like, oh, I did, because that's the second step. And this book guides you through step by step. And I also have a event actually coming up that's exactly what I'm going to talk about. Is there are four pillars to be fully embody this soul's purpose. There are four pillars. First is clarity, right? So what I just talked about, I gave you. Now I know. Okay, but am I there yet? Am I that true essence yet? Maybe not. Then what's in between? You just pointed it out. Such a great example. What that middle step, what I call it, is called sovereignty,
Mm.
because you haven't claimed your own power yet. And
Mm.
what's that power leakage? Where is it leaking? It's from society's judgments. It's not your own voice. See,
Mhm.
what's big and
Mhm.
what's small? It's what
Right.
society give it to you,
Right.
what the
Right.
advertisement, what the social media giving to you. Okay,
Right.
and what your parents, or if you have crazy parents like I do, what your parents giving you. All right, or your
Mm.
friends or family members who are giving it to you. It has nothing to do with your inner voice, with all your soul is telling you. So that's
Mhm.
why there are four pillars. The second one, the sovereignty. Why is it important? You need to basically cord cutting. I work with Archangel Michael a lot. It's basically you need to cut our energetic cords. You see, if we are all energy, our energy always getting connection with the people and the surroundings, everything. I'm talking about across timelines. So past, present, and future. So if you still hold on to those energetic cords, that's no longer alignment with your soul, you are not going to be there yet. That's why we need to reclaim our sovereignty. Get these facets of our energy pieces that are left over somewhere that's leaking this personal power. We call them back. So that's getting closer. And the last piece of the thing is basically connecting with your divine guidance team, your spirit team, and your soul, your higher self. When you don't know what to decide, which way to choose, and all that stuff, there was no therapist. All right, no other external things, not even us, like teachers. No, the
Mhm.
only 100% true thing that you can rely on is your soul and your spirit team, because they are with you for lifetimes and they will be there forever. Even if you die, go to a different body, they're there with you. So if you're able to tune in that with that connection, I'm not talking about we all need to become psychic, but be able to just tune into your own intuition to get your own guidance. Boy, that's like another, that's the things in between to really step into your truth. So but then you know what, then you can make your own decision without hesitation, right? And then you can take your own action without caring about the criticism, the judgments, what the expectation crap. And then that's your full true self. And that's exactly what I'm going to teach uh, in the Ignite Your Light online event that's coming up. And I only do this once a year. It's on October 4th, Saturday from 9:30 to 11:30 Pacific time AM. So I highly recommend. It's free. It's totally free. It's my soul's, offering, almost like it's my mission to help you to embody your light. And that's the process I want to talk through, that you kind of know, wow, okay, so that's how I get there. And the cool thing is that once you get to that light, remember that enlightenment, that's the process of enlightenment. Buddha and Jesus Christ had walked through them. Now, I'm not saying that you have to become like a golden halo or white halo, or perform miracles. I'm not talking about that. But as long as you have all these 7 layer spectrum of light, you will find what's miracle, like what is manifesting right now, because I'm walking the talk. So what has happened is that your life is easier. What you want to manifest, the right time. You always show up at the right time, meet with the right people, and have the right opportunity. So what happens? You're not tracing, you are attracting. And life is so easy and sweet and yummy that way. Instead of you need to trace all these goals, external goals, I need to be this and that and that and that and that, and so that I can be happy. So that's the different way. And my personal, there are many examples I want to say it out there, but I just want to pick one. This Hay House book deal, you know, a lot of people want to publish Hay House, you know, great publisher. You know, I love them. I love them. I have a lot of book from them, but I've never find a book agent or pitch to them that I want to publish a book with them. And guess what happened? Once this book is channeled, see what's in alignment with the spirit. I just saw an email drop in my inbox saying that, hey, Hay House, by the way, has a writers community. If you want to join, you know, and submit your book proposal, you know, you can win a competition and publish with them. That's how I go about. And look, I didn't even like the traditional way of, you know, being published. You
Right.
need to find an agent, list out 10
Right.
different publishers, write a pitch, and do this and do that.
Right.
I want to tell you, you just work on your own self. You know, all that, all the health, wealth, you know, whatever that you want, it's already belong to you. It's just in the quantum field, that's a different version of you to access. And if
Right.
you work on your own light, that's what you get. You just like, oh, I just sit here and think about what I want. And of course, you still need to take action, right? But then
Right.
things will come.
That's fantastic. Okay, awesome. Hell, I told them you would be giving them awesome sauce stuff. So this is fantastic. I'm sure everybody's feeling rather inspired by everything you're sharing, and definitely we will put in the link too for your free event, Ignite Your Light. And I definitely want to keep going deeper and taking a look at what you honestly, just your energy alone. I mean, honestly, you could be telling me anything. I'd probably be like, "Oh yeah, that sounds good." Like, and it's all truthful. I'm not trying to say that, but like it just there's the frequency of your passion, your commitment, and the good energy, and it's just like, yeah, I feel like I'm kind of attuning. Like it's an attunement process, and I see that with you. So yeah, definitely, guys. We'll put in links below to that free event, and also other things that you can take advantage of. Is there anything else you want to share with them that you want them to take a look at or anything before we move into our energy scan spotlight?
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, the energy scan. So basically everything I offer will be on my website homepage. If you scroll down, you see all the free resources you can get. It's helencreatesbeauty.com. I will highly suggest to take the free quiz, can identify what your solar color is, get the book while you still have that three awesome gifts. Like it's not going to last forever. Take advantage of that. And then, of course, sign up the October 4th Saturday event, Ignite Your Light. It's an online event, 2 hours. You will really receive the transmission of how you can really embody your light. So that's all I have to say.
Yeah, it's very generous, to give out something that's a whole day worth of information transmissions and everything. So that's and it's so heartfelt. I can feel the frequency of it. It's
Because it's
you know
really my soul's mission, and I've
Yeah,
done
I
it
mean
for
that's what I'm looking
lifetimes.
for, right? Like because it's like I'm looking to always be that, right? So when I feel that in someone else, I'm like, yes, I love that, and so rather than it's like, yeah, yeah, come to this thing, I'll be ready to sign you up for the next program. That's my main intent. Like, although I'm sure you have more, it's like a feeling of like you actually care, you actually are really wanting to, you're on a mission. So thank you for being such a spiritual rock star. I want to go ahead now with the time we have left to do some energy scanning for the energy scan spotlight segment. Just get a couple downloads for you. You ready to receive, Helen?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. All right, let's see what comes through. I never know. It's always fun. Like, okay, let's see what comes through. All right, so and everybody listen in deep because there may be something in here for you too. All right. Wow, I'm laughing because of the vibe I'm getting. So, man, today I've seen your second person with. I've seen this with you mentioned it. It's like I see it from your from the elders, from your elders in the lineage or whatever. Like I it looked like more grandma or something, but I don't know. I get something and it's like you're dishonoring, our traditions or something like that. Like there's something like off with what you're doing in this person's mind or something, and it's like. So I saw that, but I also saw, yeah, I see like I actually feel like your look like I see the totem pole actually. I get this totem pole coming in and it feels like there's I mean Native American. I get a Native American vibe like in your system. So I also feel like there's a piece, there's this piece that's wanting to deepen in you, I mean, because although your frequency is really raised, there's also a driving energy, which it's all good. It's just there's also can be a little bit of slippage on the piece sometimes. So it's like getting deeper into a state of peace and deeper in even deeper centered in the sacred heart
Mhm.
is what I'm seeing as the direction. And yeah, like how everything comes together just so much easier, even easier than now. I mean, as magical as it is already, right? Like, and just the peace, just actually just being that frequency and being that frequency for you, I see more of. So I'll just share those couple of things this time, just with the time we have left. Yeah, any quick reflections of what came through? I just share what comes to me.
It really resonated with me about the peace part, the inner peace part. Actually, that's my personal aspiration. It's funny that from the outside, it looks like I'm working hard on the on my business, which I am. But I also know that this type of work it's a marathon in a way, and also it's in a way that it requires my personal piece actually to transmit it. So
Mhm.
it's like I have to have my daily meditation practice. I have to have that inner calm and peace in order to change the world in that sense. So that's actually something that I've been wanting to get deeper. And it's interesting about a grandmother. I don't know which side you saw, but I always am a rebel in my family. That's
Right,
kind
right.
of the. I'm like, what are you doing? It's like I totally understand that. I'm
Right.
never the one that's applied. That's funny. They put me in that culture because they want me to rise. So that's kind of fun. The
Right.
uh the totem, the Native American one. Now that's a new one to me. I haven't had
Yeah.
a vision of that yet, but I'm going to reflect upon it. I find it
Mm.
interesting that you've seen something like that. But that deep inner peace part is actually my personal aspiration.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I'm glad that that resonates and the rest yeah, sometimes we don't know what that certain things mean yet, right? And
Yeah, that's right.
uh
Yeah.
but I feel yeah, there's something there and we could always chat about it more later. But anyway, I wanted to share those pieces with you and I think we so undervalue I'm not saying you personally, but I'm saying as a culture, as a society, or whatever here, especially in the States, we do not value peace enough. Like,
Oh, yes.
to truly be enlightened, right, is like to really value peace. I mean, that's what Jesus was called, the peacemaker, right? I mean, like, so we really, I think it's really a big thing right now. Like, we really need to pay attention to them. Why are people
Yeah,
at war out in the world, right? So it's like we have to
I
embody more
know.
of that. Yeah, yeah.
It's about the balance. What I see is that
Yes.
the polarity, I think we've gone, or society has gone too masculine in a way.
Yes. Yes.
Now, I
Yes.
don't want to depreciate any. I think
Right.
both
Right.
masculine and
Right. Yes.
feminine are not needed. I
Yes.
just feel like the society or personal trajectory is just going too far out the masculine way. The
Mm-hmm.
feminine need to return and to
Mm.
restore that balance.
Right. Right.
Like
Totally.
the feminine energy is too undervalue right now in the patriarchic way.
Mhm.
Let me put it that way. So
Yeah.
no matter it's from our personal perspective, our personal growth perspective, even business, even anything, I think that attract instead of chase has to have a balance in itself.
Yeah.
So
We're getting a little bit closer, right? I think. We're getting
yeah, I'm glad that it's returning.
yes,
Not completely balanced yet, but it's
right.
getting
Oh,
closer. That's right.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. All right. So Helen, thank you so much for coming on. And if people want to check me out, you can go to yoursacredpurpose.com, get my free meditate and make money meditation. It will help open you up to new downloads because you'll be connecting with your own guides, just like Helen just said. I ain't going to tell you what to do. The guides will open you up and share with you through the meditation. And people do use that as a business growth strategy that has worked for others. So check that out at yoursacredpurpose.com. And also, yeah, when you get signed up, you'll see all the things that I'll be offering you going ahead, including me doing energy scans. You can get a consultation too. If you look on my website, there's a Rock Your Sacred Purpose consultation. There's a consultation there, so you can take advantage of that as well. And the bottom line is to get the energy that you need, like from Helen, me, whoever it is, like just go with the good energy, be bold, follow that intuition, and then you'll know you're in the right place doing the right things that will align you to a higher level, right? So
Yes.
Helen, do you have any last words you want to share with the audience?
Yeah, if I want to leave something that for you to reflect upon, I would really challenge you to think or even try to believe really deep in your mind that you are light. You are not this physical body, and see what comes through. Just tell yourself, I am light and I'm light, I'm light, and repeat it many, many times and see what comes through for you.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, that's so interesting. It's basically the same message I got from Jesus earlier today. So there we go.
That's awesome. I like that synchronicity.
All right. Thank you so much, Helen. And thank you to all our listeners for tuning in. Keep on tuning in, and we'll keep on rocking it here at Spiritual Rockstar Podcast. Till the next time. For listening to Spiritual Rockstar Podcast, stay tuned for our next upcoming new episodes each Wednesday and Saturday. Please be sure to subscribe, rate, and review to help us to serve you best. As a reminder, you can get your free Meditate and Make Money meditation at www.yoursacredpurpose.com to rock your sacred purpose. Goodbye for now, everybody.